Hey, what's up guys? Chad here. I gotta bring some bad news to you. I made a video recently that talked about all the good stuff about dating in the Philippines, all those wonderful characteristics about Filipinas, which is 100% true. It is consistent amongst many Filipinas. Their caring nature, the traditional values, things like that. But unfortunately, there's a flip side to that that makes it really, really challenging to meet good ones in the Philippines. And you have to learn how to navigate through it to avoid a bad situation and just meeting the wrong person. Here's the thing. It's obvious sometimes on who is in it for the money and who's a scammer and things like that. You can tell maybe by the profile or how they talk to you right out of the gates, or maybe they just blatantly ask you for money like on the first message. This is no issue because you can just swipe and move on. You're not really wasting any time. You can just tell right away. The unfortunate thing is there's many girls that will surprise you that you think they have good intentions, and you can be chatting for a while and getting into the conversation and getting to know them and maybe have high hopes that it's going to be someone with good potential, only to find out later on, weeks down the road, a month, whatever, even longer, that is not their intention. In fact, they're just entirely motivated by money. This happens more often than you think. And it's happened to me on a few occasions. So I just wanted to point that out. And I'm also gonna give you some strategies on how to avoid this. Since I've run into it so many times, I've been thinking, all right, how can I just avoid this altogether? So I've come up with some things. Some of it's pretty common sense, but unfortunately, a lot of guys get caught up in this and waste a lot of time and sometimes waste a lot of money. And worse, sometimes people actually go all the way with someone to the point where they bring them back to the US, and that guy who fell in love with this girl is now alone and single and had lost a lot of money. So I wanted to make a video just to try to help people from the beginning when they're starting this process of meeting someone, or if you're already into it a little bit. And again, the crazy thing is sometimes you're just gonna be so surprised that the person that you thought was not like that is actually like that. Let me put it into context a little bit just so you can understand a little bit of that motivation on why a lot of Filipinas want to meet a foreigner. So you have to think about a foreigner comes to the Philippines, and right as soon as they get off the plane, they are now in a country where they are in the top tier, the high income, the high status. To be able to fly to the Philippines to begin with, and then book a hotel in BGC or IT Park and go out for dinner and travel around a little bit. There are not many people in the Philippines that are able to do that when you look at the country as a whole. So you're already, this top tier person. So you're gonna attract a lot of attention from Filipinas, but unfortunately you're gonna attract a lot of people that want you for that particular thing, the fact that you have money. So you can see why it's going to be an issue, right? In a lot of cases. And you don't want to fall into that trap of connecting with someone that is motivated by that, because you don't know if they are going to be someone that cares for you or if they're just going to be someone that leaves you high and dry down the road, right? So you want to avoid it altogether. Any red flag, as far as I'm concerned, early on, don't even bother. Why would you take a chance with any particular gut feeling that's off or red flag, hoping that it's going to get better? And a lot of Filipinas will do everything they can to, overcome that and convince you otherwise along the way. I don't want you guys to fall into any traps like that. Keep this in mind too. A lot of times the family plays a part in all of this. I have had the experience of meeting someone, getting to know them a little bit, not for a long time, but had spent a little bit of time together, only to find out on a video call when I'm chatting with her, I hear her dad in the background shouting out something along the lines of, have him invest in our family business, something to do with investing in something with the family. And it's just money focused. This is coming from the parents influencing the daughter to meet a foreigner to bring money to the family. And this is not uncommon. So obviously for me, that's just like a red flag. Like, I'm not looking to spend any time with someone that is money driven early on. I mean, money driven at any point. I want it to be a natural thing where you're in a relationship, you've proven that you can trust each other, and the financial support or any kind of support for each other happens after all of that has been proven and time has been spent together. If there's conversation that they're hoping to get financial support from you early on, big red flag. Avoid it at all costs. So keep in mind, it is valid for somebody from the Philippines or from anywhere for that matter to want a financially stable relationship and want to meet a guy that is essentially responsible and mature and things like that. I think that's completely normal, and that's different from someone that is financially driven and is trying to find ways to, have you send them money for things. I recently had someone that I met in person in IT Park that seemed really cool. She worked at a call center, and we were just kind of slowly getting to know each other. And maybe about 3 weeks to a month after, just kind of chatting on and off, I get this curveball message of this, oh my God, situation. And can you send me money for this? And, we had never really spent time together. We're not in a relationship. So again, red flag, you're looking for money. No, thank you. So this happens time and time again. So I wanted to share with you strategies that I am now implementing to everybody that I connect with in the Philippines, whether I meet them online or I meet them in person. So right out of the gates, and I mean within the first few messages, I throw out a disclaimer. And it might rub some people the wrong way, but I don't care. And I think it's worth it. And I think people that are not looking for financial gain and are motivated by more pure intentions will understand. You share the fact that you've had bad experiences with Filipinas that are just looking for money, in that you are extremely strict on that you don't send anyone any money. And if anyone asks for money, it's an automatic, delete, basically automatic, I'm moving on and trying to find somebody else. And just make it clear in the friendliest, politest way possible that is a 100% deal breaker for you. You can share that you're supportive and caring. If you're in a relationship, you expect that supportive, caring approach to be both ways, when you're at that point of conversation. But just make it clear early on, day one, just throw it out there. You don't want to chat with someone and find this out a month later, right? Or beyond. So put that out there right away. Number two, I would not make any promises about things you're going to do, how you're going to, spoil them with vacations and things like that, just because you can afford it when you go there and things are a lot cheaper. And it's maybe tempting to sort of use that as a way of impressing a girl. Do not do that. Leave things, play it all down, if anything, and give time and let things evolve to see how things go in the conversation, to see if the conversation goes into something where you're starting to get, a bad feeling about it, or if you're getting the sense that she's not worried about any of that kind of stuff, and her inquiries are more about like quality aspects of you as a person and what she really wants in a relationship. So don't make those promises. Don't talk about that. If anything, play it down. Do the opposite of trying to impress with finances or anything like that, and see how she responds, because most Filipinas are used to that. They're used to budgeting and not having a lot, and see if she offers suggestions on how she can help you with budgeting and going to the market and cooking at home and things like that. Like, you want a girl, that's the whole point of going to the Philippines, is getting that caring, thoughtful person that offers that traditional value and can help you, as be your partner and be supportive for you. So I would just avoid all of that in the conversation and let things evolve naturally. And again, if you're going to bring things up financially, talk more about budgeting, talk more about those things, and just kind of see how she responds. It's maybe a bit of a test, but I think at the same time, it's a reasonable thing to talk about. And those are my key things that I am, this is how I'm approaching it now to avoid it, especially my recommendation number one, get that out of the way right away and make it really, really firm, make it really clear, but in a polite way, and just avoid that altogether. Again, people you meet online, people you meet in person, it doesn't matter. Bring that up right away, because I've just had this come up so much from people that I did not expect it from, and it's discouraging, right? So I think by doing that right away, you're just eliminating that, hopefully, right out of the gates, and you're letting them know like what's important to you. So anyways, guys, I wanted to make that video for you just to think about, to avoid any bad things from happening. I'm going to make tons of videos about different things as I'm experiencing them. I want to share them with you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next video.